Welcome back to the Altered States Unplugged State Shift Episode 2 podcast.com. I am Kyle Strubing. I am one half of this dynamic duo. I'm here with the other half, my life partner, my wife partner, Jojo Strubing. Jojo, baby, how we doing today?
Even better after the .com.
The .com, yes.
.com did it for me.
We're going to have to work that intro out, do this. No, Episode 2 of the new state shift thing. We told you about it earlier. Wanted to give you just a little brief 15-minute weekly couple things to consider. Get you fired up, get you ready to roll.
Yeah, every Tuesday we're coming with some inspiration, some encouragement, some new mindset shifts, and wellness tips. So tune in every Tuesday, shorty episode, something you can just pop in your ear, listen to quickly. And today's episode is a little tip for you about how to reset your circadian rhythm.
I feel like I'm resetting my circadian rhythm every week. Yeah. It's tough, right? Because these things with life keep coming in, and then as I get stress, like I can't fall asleep because I get these wandering thoughts. I can't fall asleep without the TV on.
Yeah.
Or I can't do this or I can't do that. But those are all little things, and those are things that I need to address so that I can get that back. Right. So we're here to kind of dig into some of that, from personal experience stuff in the stores and all that. So we're here for it. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. I think like you said, for most people, they think, okay, sleep starts when you lay down to go to sleep.
No.
But in fact, everything you do throughout that day is really impacting your sleep, right? Did you work out and so your body's worn out, or have you been sedative all day?
Yeah.
How much caffeine and when was the last time you had caffeine?
All of it, all the time.
Have you been on screens looking at blue light all day like most of us are? By the way, I really want to get some of those cool True Dark blue light blocking glasses.
Oh, that's sexy,
That
babe.
would really help my circadian rhythm. Next episode, I might have some on. Right?
Okay, cool. Okay. Pair that with the sauna hats. We'll just have a whole and wear a brain tap and put some compression boots on. We just sit there and I'm here for it.
Yeah. But all those things impact our sleep at the end of the day. And a lot of people, when your sleep cycles get off, you can't, you're tossing and turning at night, you're waking up throughout the night, or you're waking up really early, or you're wanting to sleep all day. So sleep is so important. And that's why people will look for ways to reset their circadian rhythm to basically prompt the body to sleep like normal again, right? So like people that travel, you go across the world, all of a sudden it's, nighttime when it's morning. Right. They're doing things to reset that circadian rhythm, right? Tell the body, hey, no, it's okay to sleep. It's normal to sleep right now. So we're going to talk about a couple of ways to signal that to the body.
Yeah, a lot of this has to do with, right, like as human beings, like we live now, and I think, not to get on a tangent, but we live, like human beings live now like we've never lived. And I think every generation can say that, but like, especially as the technology has come about, like with the lights and the this and the that, like evolutionary, we're still adjusting to that, right? So we didn't have alarm clocks however many years ago. We didn't have these lights. We didn't have this. So our body knew when the sun went down, it was time to go to bed, right? And when the sun came up, it was time to come up. Right. It was time. But now people are working second, third shifts. Yeah. They're working during the night and sleeping during the day and this, that, and the other. Yeah. And, we have these stimulants and we have just so many more stresses than we ever used to have, and from different angles. I mean, I think, obviously feeding your family and not getting eaten by a lion is a pretty high stressor, but now it's still that same stress from all these other things and that damn phone too. So we need to be cognizant of that and act accordingly. So it's always like revert back to the basics, right? So simple things like that.
So talking about the basics, one of the simplest and most effective ways to reset that circadian rhythm is daylight. Yeah. So immediately when you wake up in the morning, I know you've heard this before, but how many of you actually do it? When you wake up first thing in the morning, walk outside and be in that sunlight, right?
Right. No sunglasses. Huberman talks about this, getting outside 20 minutes. I know it's tough. I do a boot camp during, I do like a sunrise boot camp outside. So the sunglasses aren't there and this, that, and the other. And that's another thing with circadian rhythm that throws me off. I'll either I have in the mornings, my body is tight and sore and back surgeries, knee surgeries, all that. So I don't work out as hard. And I just don't feel as good. But then I notice if I work out at night, like at 6 o'clock at night, because the pre-workouts and the this and the that, it's really tough for me to then go to sleep.
Yeah.
Right. So it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't. But there's different ways you can really settle down.
Why do they want the direct sunlight in the eyes?
Because it tells the body, it tells the body that it's time to wake up.
Interesting.
This is like not it's time to wake up, the day is starting.
Yeah.
And then we have that kind of 16-hour internal clock that we've had, 8 hours of sleep, 16 awake.
Yeah. I'll just go sit outside with my coffee, throw the ball to the dog, just try to be out there. And I notice when I do that and I come back inside, I'm like almost energized.
Yeah.
I'm
either working out or I'm driving somewhere.
Yeah.
So I see a lot. I get to see a lot of that. But it doesn't help that I finally fell asleep at 1 o'clock in the morning and it's 5 o'clock in the morning. So there's and it's tough, right? Like I'm not sitting here saying I got it perfect, man. My sleep's way off. But it's where we are in our lives. It is what it is. Gotta get it done.
On the opposite side, how much light you have before you go to bed makes a huge impact.
Yeah.
So usually most of us, we're laying in bed watching TV or on our phone. That is direct blue light, which directly impacts our sleep. So I know it's so hard, but turning those off 30 minutes before you go to bed can have a huge impact on your body's ability to produce melatonin and sleep through the night. So I really try to read or take a bath, do something that no screens. And I know that's not easy.
Yeah, you're good about that. I'm usually, got home at 10 o'clock, eating something still, and then I'm falling asleep on the chair and then I'm up and I'm this and I'm that. And it's definitely, it's an area for opportunity for sure. For sure.
Good way to look at it.
Yeah. I'm not perfect, man. Everybody's like, oh my gosh, you must be like, no, dude, it's a struggle. It's a struggle.
Yeah. The next one's consistent sleep and wake up times. We talk about this a lot, but it's so important. I can tell, like, if I go 1 week where I wake up at 5 a.m., the next day I wake up at 8, like I'm off the whole week. Like I just have to stay consistent, consistently go to sleep at the same time. If I'm off by an hour of when I go to sleep, the whole next day I'm off. Right.
Yeah, you're real particular
I'm
about your sleep.
Yeah. But it's just so important, and that's why it can throw you off. So keeping that consistent. Another one is caffeine timing. We know this, but if you are struggling to sleep, one of the first things I ask you in our consult is like, what time of day do you drink caffeine? And if you're saying 5 o'clock, like cut that out. Yeah. No more 5 o'clock caffeine. It's not going to help you sleep. Yeah. Switch to a little tea, something with a little lighter caffeine or some nootropics. I love those mushroom drinks because they give me a nice focused energy without having that jittery feeling. So you got options. Meals and movement, like Kyle said, some of us working out right before bed can help us sleep. Others, it can make our bodies, produce energy.
It's physically too, right? Like I'll get restless legs if I work out late. But if I don't work out at all, then I'm not going to sleep either. I have to be tired to go to sleep.
That's so true. Like the days, like if I've been slacking on my workouts and I haven't been working out, I'm like, my brain is just going, it's like you got to wear your body out so the mind gets tired. So that's so important. Also, what time you eat. So if you eat too close to bed, it can impact
the digestion. Your body's working. It's working on processing things. That's a big thing. And I'm terrible at this. I'll wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning hungry, and I'll eat a peanut butter sandwich. But it definitely does. Yeah. It definitely does. And the types of foods you eat before you go to bed too, right? Yeah. Those heavier foods that's tough. That shit's sitting in your stomach. Yeah. If you had some big chicken Alfredo with a side of bread, like that's you're sitting with you. You're carving up to go to sleep. Like, what are we doing? Yeah. And your blood sugar levels and all that. You're just making it tougher on yourself.
Yeah. And then one more plug here, the PEMF mat.
Dude.
Pulse electromagnetic field. It's literally like referred to as like a grounding mat sometimes. Kyle hates it when I say that, but it truly does help reset your circadian rhythm. And that's exactly what it's doing. It's mimicking the Earth's magnetic field. And it's powerful.
Well, that's like the preferred way that we use it in the store, right? So think of it as, because floating is, you're doing the same brain waves, most of the same brain waves as when you're sleeping. And people who are hauling ass to the store and are coming off 121 in Capel or 75 in Richardson are, now you're seeing all these cars whiz by you at 80 miles an hour. You pull over, you get into your appointment, and boom.
Yeah.
Now I'm supposed to relax and float. Like, forget about that. There's no way. So what we'll do a lot of times is I'll stick the guy, if I got a little extra time, I'll be like, hey, dude, get on that PEMF mat for 20 before, because that's going to bring you back down, and then it's going to set you up better for your float. Same thing with sleep. So if you can do a little PEMF before, hit you up with that sleep, that'll kind of bring all of your cellular energy, your nervous system energy, bring all that down, align it all so that you can help sleep.
Love
for
it.
Sure. Yeah.
All right. So you got some tips to try this week. I want to encourage you to do a little 7-day circadian rhythm reset.
Say that 5 times fast.
Choose a couple of the things that we just mentioned, whether it's, hey, I've recognized I'm not getting light first thing in the morning and I'm not having consistent sleep and wake up times. Choose 2 and stick to it for a whole week and see how your sleep changes. It can make a big difference.
And if sleep is an issue, come into one of the stores. We can get you tested. Stress is not all fight or flight, rest and recover. There's a whole nother aspect to it, right?
Yeah. Nervous system scans.
The nervous system scans are key, and we won't guess. I can sit here, I can be like, and then even it's like, well, I felt like I slept great or whatever, you're kind of guessing. We can sit here and we can, there's certain situations where, yes, you might not be in high fight or flight, but you might be way overwhelming in something else. And it's all about that balance. So we can figure that out. And it's not just, boom, here's a bunch of sleep gummies to knock you out. It's about kind of prepping you for that and just your overall lifestyle too. So.
All right, I hope you enjoyed this Tuesday Shorty State Shift episode. If you enjoyed it, we ask that you like, share, follow, subscribe, all the things. And please share these episodes with your friends if there's somebody that you think could benefit from these tips. And we'll see you next week on the next one.
Thanks.